Oh, there's power.
Smartest man in the room. Here, we started the stream. You're live. Let's do an easy test.
All right, we're up.
Yep, it's the ACHA National Tournament here. All right, welcome you inside at the Iowa Health Ice House here as we're getting ready for game one of day 3 of the ACHA National Tournament. I'm Thomas Piando, joined by Jay Sewell. And Jay, so far, little tournament recap. All the lower seeds have been victorious thus far.
Yeah, I know when the tournament, just like when the NCAA Selection Sunday comes out, there's always teams that think they should be in, but so far the computer's got it right. I normally wouldn't see that, say that, but so far the computer seems to have gotten the rankings perfectly aligned.
So our first game of the day today is the number 6 Robert Morris Eagles. We'll see if the computers have them right at 6 and Iowa State right as they are the 11 seed. These two teams played each other 5 times during the regular season, including the last game of the season in the conference tournament. The winner of the season series was the Cyclones, won 3 of the 5 games. Familiarity breeds contempt, and we might see that boil over here.
Yeah, and this is the first game for both of these teams at the tournament. Even though it's day 3, we'll see how the dust comes off. We've seen very, very even first periods, and then second periods in most of the games we've got some extracurricular activity with people in the box. And the third period is where the team that has the edge and takes their game usually pulls away in the third. So the same pattern has prevailed, except when we saw the UNLV play yesterday. I mean, they gave Ohio a run for their money. That was our only overtime game of the season, with Iowa prevailing about 12 minutes into the overtime period with a goal.
Yeah, Ohio really the only higher seed to have been tested thus far. And we'll see what happens with the higher seed here. But we're going to now send it down to Andy Storrs, our PA address announcer, for the introduction to the starting lineups and the national anthem.
Good morning, parents and hockey fans and fans watching the live webcast on the ACHA YouTube network. Welcome to the Ohio Health Ice House in Columbus, Ohio for the 2018 American Collegiate Hockey Association Men's Division I National Championship Tournament, hosted by the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. This is ACHA Public Address Announcer Andy Storrs. Game number 9 this week features on the visiting team bench the number 11 ranked Iowa State Cyclones. And on the home team bench the number 6 ranked Robert Morris Eagles. Let's meet the starting lineups for both teams, starting with the visiting bench, the Iowa State Cyclones. In goal, a senior from Tomah, Wisconsin, number 30, Derek Moser. On defense, a senior from Sioux City, Iowa, number 19, Cody Ryder. On defense, a junior from Bolingbrook, Illinois, number 28, Jacob Arroyo. At center, a junior from Spokane, Washington, number 17, Aaron Acevedo. At left wing, a junior from Moorhead, Minnesota, number 7, Tony Uglum. And at right wing, a junior from Sioux City, Iowa, number 22, Colton Kramer. The head coach of the Cyclones is Jason Fairman. His assistant is Mark Huber and Scott Ismond. And now the starting lineups for the home team bench, the Robert Morris, Illinois Eagles. In goal, a junior from Burnsville, Minnesota, number 29, Chris Mellon. On defense, a junior from Leavenworth, Kansas, number 16, Nick Rizzo. On defense, a junior from Park Ridge, Illinois, number 26, Chris Skordillis. At center, a senior from New Lenox, Illinois, number 23, Dan Doyle. At left wing, a senior from Centennial, Colorado, number 24, Josh Hart. And at right wing, a junior from Knife River, Minnesota, number 25, Alex Anderson. The head coach of the Eagles is TJ Caravos, is Chico Adradas. His assistants are TJ Caravos, Aaron Blaker, and Billy Carr. The trainers are Tody Cabeda and Michelle Lichterman. Ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise and kindly remove all caps and join me, soloist Andy Storrs and organist Gary Lichthart, in the singing and playing of the Star Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Alrighty, folks. Here we are about to get ready, or about to drop the puck, I should say, as this game between the Robert Morris Eagles and the Iowa State Cyclones, the 6-seeded Eagles and the 11-seeded Cyclones. The netminders today, Christopher Mallon, will get the start for the Eagles. Meanwhile, it'll be Derek Moser getting the start for the Cyclones.
Yeah, for me, I'm the player number 17 for Iowa, Aaron Azevedo. 15 goals, 20 assists, 47 penalty minutes through the season. That's my kind of player, an all-around player. And then over on the other side, you got number 25, Alex Anderson on the right wing, 5 goals, 19 assists, 84 minutes and penalties. Again, those all-around players, two-way players, really fun to watch. People that defend their team, and nice to see.
You really enjoyed those guys with the high penalty minutes.
Well, I was a fourth liner, and I get it.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Short, sweet, and to the point. So the two teams come to center ice. It'll be Doyle settling in against Azevedo for the opening face-off here of Day 3 of the ACHA Men's National Tournament. So happy to have you with us here. And we already got an early issue that we are looking to get fixed here. Looked like somebody didn't have their cage down on the bench, and that's what the referee was. And now we're underway here with the opening face-off going to the Eagles. They are in white with the burgundy trim. The Cyclones are in maroon with the yellow trim. It's going to be played away and up the far side boards and sent to the middle, and the Cyclones now looking to catch up to it here will be Uglum. It didn't get to him, and that's thrown on, and a bit of a bouncing puck that had a weird hop, and already, yeah, there's the familiarity we talked about right off the get.
Yeah, sending that message that, we're going to bump your goalie. He's not going to have a comfortable day today.
Yeah, it looked like there was just a little bit of struggle for Moser there on that one as it two-hopped right in front of him. That's a dangerous play no matter how far away when that puck starts bouncing right in front of a netminder.
I can't remember the team in the NCAA Final Four that won the national championship with a bouncing puck, came in on the goalie, and all he had to do is just get in front of it and bounce right over his pads.
Yeah, it's
over.
Dangerous play. It's a dangerous play, and never a bad play to put the puck on net. But he was able to hold on to that one, and we return to action here with a bit of a bump check there in front of the Robert Morris bench. The Eagles will send it to center. It's tipped in. Looking to catch up to it here will be number 8, Burbach. He couldn't do so, and it's going to be end up going out of play. 19-19 to go, opening period, no score yet.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these two teams shake out. Again, we've seen the pattern play out where you get the tournament jitters, your first game, trying not to make a mistake, trying to show the other team what you have, and that first two shifts takes a couple of shifts to take the nerves off in any game.
So now as we enter the third shift, we'll see if some of those nerves start settling in as Erickson played it back to Nicholas Sandy. Sandy plays it across to his defense partner. It's deflected on in. No icing here, and Malin will come out to play it. He'll fire it around the near side boards. It comes down and around and is played at the circles right along the boards here. Two aside do battle. It comes to the middle where it's kicked down by a Robert Morris defenseman. That was number 7, Cole. Turned over and sent back and around. Lepic now looks to play it up the wall and will. It gets to the red line. Big check thrown there, but fighting through is Yanni. Yanni moving in. A rising shot that got the glass on the far side. Now Cole on it. He'll throw one through, and that hit a leg and comes out to the far side, or near side. A tie up there as 2 players go down. Cyclones now bounce on the puck. Coming on through the middle is going to be Erickson. He'll look to get wide. Took a check to make the play, and Cole forced it into the far side corner. Behind the net, Harrison Cole on it now. He's going to play it around and to the top of the circle. On second effort, the Cyclones are able to keep it in as number 18, Dylan Guigan, came in and made the play.
Yeah, good time to pinch in and try and hold that puck in the zone.
The Eagles there will fire that one out of play, and it'll be an offensive zone face-off, I believe, here for the Cyclones, as it'll be down to our right. Just want to mention again, the netminders Moser 13 and 11 on the year, a 2.91 goals against average, save percentage of 913. Christopher Malin on the year 14 and 6, a 1.92 goals against, and a save percentage of .928.
Yeah, both these goalies have a strong season, and that's why they're starting goal in the first game to send that message.
The Cyclones are in their own end. A lead feed through the middle, skipped by everybody. Looking to get back to it here is going to be Skordillis. A wrap of the cage and a throw to the half boards, and now it'll come out to the middle of the ice and now into the offensive zone for the Eagles. It's fired around, comes around to the top of the near side circle where it's going to be played in further. Tying up his man along those boards, number 28, Jacob Arroyo. Now 2 aside do battle. Pushing and shoving ensue, and Ryder in there as well for the Cyclones. The Eagles are able to dig it out. Looking to win a race and over to the puck is going to be Malsby. He made a check, and it's held in by the Eagles. 2 fresh defensemen hop over the board for Robert Morris, and they're able to maintain possession of the puck. A soccer down by Malsby and a shot, and it's right into the stomach of the netminder Moser, and we will get a whistle and a face-off with 17:05 to go here in the opening stanza.
Yeah, both of these teams pretty excited. Good zone time by Robert Morris here in the zone.
So far, pretty much, I don't want to say still that feeling out process, but no real good grade A scoring chances yet either way.
No, it's been pretty evenly matched. They both had their time on waiting for a shot on goal here by the Cyclones.
Cyclones now moving in on the right wing boards, sending it through to the middle, and unable to handle that cleanly was the forward cutting through. That was number 23, Severson. And back the other way comes Joshua Hart. Hart looking to get wide on Olsen. Hart throws the brakes on, and Olsen took it away, but then Olsen got bumped. Puck's going to squirt free to the middle. Sabo's going to come over to for the Cyclones, but he was beaten on the race there to the puck, and cutting in is Dylan Holt. Played around and up to the far side boards. Pinching in will be Bo Borowski. Iowa State playing, the Eagles playing catch along the far side boards here. Again, we get a jousting match into the corner. And Eagle player kind of Doyle's one hand on the stick, and he got bumped for his trouble as he was just trying to get off. As Chastain will jump out into the play, but the Cyclones get it to center. Controlling now Dahlberg. He'll gain the line, cut to the middle, but he had gained the line after a mate had, and that sets the play at offside with 16:04 to go in the opening period.
It's always a tricky move where you've got a player coming in to take away your time and space up at the blue line, and so you make that last move, but the other 2 forwards that are charging forward, you see it so many times at any level of hockey that you send your guys over the line if you make that move at the blue line.
You're correct on that, and that leads to a center ice face-off that's going to be controlled by the Eagles. Went in on the stick by Cole, knocked it further into center, but it's now flipped into the Eagles' end. They will wait and look. Good forecheck here by the Cyclones. All 5 guys were in the zone there for a moment. The defenseman dropped as far as center, and the Eagles do dig it out and come away with it. It's going to be Burbach a shot. That was blocked. And it finally, I think it fell out of the leg pad there of Hallbach.
Yeah, everybody's waiting for the puck to hit the ice and gliding into it rather than keeping their feet moving.
As they move to the middle here, the moving feet and a shot just wide. Good job, point-blank shot by Burbach. and it ended up getting the backboards. Now the Cyclones trying to get it down, but it's Burbach in control again. Couldn't just toe drag on through, but shooting it in there, and a little bit of collision at center ice, but the Cyclones are in control. Good little spinorama play there by Paulson, and he will look to bring it up. Paulson patiently still holding on to it. Now he's just going to dump it off the boards at center ice, and it's going to be stabbed at and jabbed in further by Uglum. Lead feed just missed the stick of a Robert Morris player. That was 17 Sam Turner, and that's going to lead to an icing call and a faceoff in the offensive zone here for the Iowa State Cyclones.
Yeah, these two teams are competing on the ice. They're even competing getting on and off the bench.
Yeah.
You're trying to get off the ice and onto your bench, you're going to get bumped even every time you try to even get on the bench. It's competition all the way to when you sit down on the bench.
Yeah, as we said in the open, these teams played each other 5 times during the season. 3 of those times came on or after January 19th. All 3 ISU wins. So pretty, as we said, familiar with each other as they're playing each other for the 4th time in about 6 weeks overall. It's going to come up the boards, and Rizzo took a stab at it. He kept it in for a moment, but coming back the other way now is going to be Jacob Arroyo. Arroyo falls down, but from his knees is able to backhand it in for Malin to tee it up. Rizzo will come grab it. Lead feed up the right wing side. Eagles will gain the line and fire it in. Giving chase here is going to be Koch. Good little play there, a head fake. Got it as Moser dropped it around. They will gain the line to the Cyclones and fire it into the near side corner. It rims around to Erickson. He was able to keep it in for a moment. Now it's pushed down further. Comes to the middle. Look out here. A chance. Point blank. Oh, and Malin over with the glove as he stifles.
He came from the center position all the way to position 1 and held that puck out. Good play by Iowa trying to get crash the net.
It was Severson, side of the goal, number 23, who had the opportunity. But as you said, Malin with the glove and keeping Iowa State off the board.
Now, like they say, every save you make is one less you have to score.
And now holds true there for Malin. Turning with it now. That's Anderson sending it rink wide. It gets through the middle, and Anderson's going to come right back to it. He'll circle at the ACHA logo and now move through on the left wing side and angle it in on the right wing side. Hart's got to catch up to it, but it'll be Olsen playing it around. He got bumped for his troubles. But the Cyclones going to clear the zone and move it on up. Right wing side and over the line with speed, bringing it in is going to be Goggin. Around to the far side, though. Eagles try to clear it. And they'll have to go play catch off the backboards. Is behind the net's McGovern. Long stretch pass there, finds its mark. And at the end of a long shift, Joshua Hart just going to go ahead and shoot it in.
Yeah, you can watch these players. They're keying off of each other, the opponent, and as soon as the one player starts to glide, the other one starts to pick their feet up, and it's they're really have some good hockey IQ out here on the ice.
Burbach took it away. Chastain is out there with him. It comes over to the near side where it's going to be grabbed and controlled now by Cassiato. And Cassiato's going to get it back and turn and spin it in. Slowed up by Moser. Now he's going to fire it around the boards. Coming down the wall a little bit there was Olsen. That's 9, not 4, Sabo. He got bumped as he was able to carry it the length of the ice and over the blue line into the offensive zone, but it comes out to center ice, and Arroyo plays it around and now fired on in by the Cyclones. They will chip and chase. Pulling back here is Nick Rizzo, the defenseman. He'll stop behind his cage. Nope, just keeps going and slamming off the near side boards. It was landed right on the stick of Arroyo, plays it D-to-D, and then unable to kick it ahead there with Severson. Good speed over the line by Chastain. He'll look to cut to the middle. Instead, he drops it off. Nice little play here. Now moving to the middle is a shot and a block. It was blocked in front as that was 24. Hart had the opportunity, but a big stop there. It was 22 Koch with the opportunity. But a big block shot and good defensive play there by the Cyclones.
Yeah, good patience by Robert Morris.
That puck is shot on goal, pushed over to the near side wall where it's going to be played out to center, and coming back to get it will be Max Olsen.
Yeah, there's a lot of safety valves. You can just see when the player doesn't have the play, they're not panicking, they're not doing anything stupid, they're just laying the puck off the safety valve. It's better to play a little bit of defense and let the play come. Force an error by the other team. Yep,
as Lepic there found a puck at center, and that was backhanded through the crease on a bouncing puck. As Robert Morris gets a couple of opportunities, now it's going to roll out to center, and the Eagles McGovern. Oh, he kind of half pass, changed his mind. It ended up being a turnover, and that's going to allow the Cyclones to bring it in. Goggin had it for a moment, played it around, tipped out to center, and on the near side boards, it's pulled off the wall, and flipping it across is the aforementioned Goggin. On the backhand, chipped in. Iowa State heads to the bench now as it's played around, and on the far side, Cole's got it. Lepic took a swipe at it, couldn't get it in deep, and McGovern's got to come back to cover. McGovern protected around his cage, got it into to the near side circle, but didn't get it out. Held in by the Cyclones with a little bit of room. A shot stepped into, but was blocked as Azevedo let it go. It hit off the leg and carried him into the corner. Lepic now reverses flow. Pinching in on the play to keep it in with the 24 Hallbach. The Eagles get it to center. Spinning away from a check there was Dolan as he gets it deep, but Malin puts it on a tee, and the Cyclones here as we approach the 10-minute mark. Apply the forecheck and maybe force a turnover. Nope, in control on the near side. Cole banked it off the boards, and the Eagles now get it to center.
Yeah, the Cyclones are keeping their shifts really, really short here. We see a change on every exchange up and down the ice just about.
Played on in deep and behind the net now. Controlled for a moment and circling back, and it's going to be the Eagles. I believe that is 28 Reed Kelly in there. Poked up the wall and now moved to the middle. It just was behind the attacking Cyclone player there, and it's going to be swung around and banked off the boards behind the net. The Eagles hold up. No score here, 9:26 to go. We've had a pretty long instance of whistle-free hockey here.
Yeah, so far no penalties in the game.
And big hit thrown as Burbach got wiped out for his troubles. He's out with his mates Chasteen and Casiato. Meanwhile, the Cyclones back on the offensive, banging the stick, and Arroyo was coming down the middle, just never found him. And playing it in further in his own end is Borowski. Eagles 5-man unit tried to bust out there. The Cyclones had all 5 players in, and circling back here is going to be Hansen.
Yeah, the Cyclones are playing a real defensive game here, which is probably smart until they get their legs underneath them, being this first game.
And that puck's going to go out of play off the stick of Borowski. It actually deflected out of play. And with that, we got a break. Folks, we're going to take it with them. No score, 8:43 to go, period, number 1.
The 2018 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Aries Sportswear, the official merchandise sponsor of the ACHA. Howie's Hockey Tape, the official hockey tape of the ACHA. And by the Three-Legged Mare, located right in the heart of downtown Columbus.
Welcome back inside the Ohio Health Ice House. You're watching the ACHA Division I Men's National Tournament. This is the first game of day 3. It is the Robert Morris Eagles, the 6th seed, and the 11th-seeded Iowa State Cyclones. And so far, even though there's familiarity, as we talked about, really it seems like it's been a feeling-out process. No real grade A scoring chances either way.
No, both teams seem to be very, very cautious because nobody wants to make that break. Nobody's pinching in to try and make that scoring chance. It's right now, since it is a game of mistakes, I think that might be the word on both benches. Just like stay in your lane, play your position, mark your man, and let's just get out of the first period. When we got a scoring chance, let's press, but don't press too hard yet. There's 48 minutes of hockey left. Let's not make a mistake.
Robert Morris, as we said, their last game, Friday the 23rd against these Cyclones. They come in having lost 8 of their last 9, the lone win being against number 3 in this tournament, Lindenwood, but it has also been a murderer's row schedule as they have played all ranked teams, the lowest being number 11, or the lone team being this Cyclone team at number 11, and most of those games in Ames, Iowa.
Yeah, again, that's part of that computer ranking when you get that strength of schedule. Some teams make it in here. But again, we said earlier in the broadcast that the computers seem to have come up with the right formula this year as all of the lower seeds have prevailed in every single game.
Yeah, despite the struggles, they are, the Eagles that we're talking here, 9-14 against ranked opponents, or opponents in this tournament, I should say. So it's not that they're not battle-tested, because they have seen a tough schedule and they have stayed up as the number 6 seed. There's a turnover and a drive, and that was blockered up and out of play. As Malin got a hold of that one, and a big drive, though, was let go by Cody Ryder.
Yeah, face off left, Malin's blocker side. Yeah, last night in one of the games, you could just watch how the team was picking the shots in the UNLV game versus Iowa. They saw something on the UNLV goalie, and they tried to get it over that high glove side. Yep. And actually, that's where the winning goal came in, although it came in low, slid across the ice.
Yeah. As the Ohio Buckeyes survived UNLV, or the Ohio Bobcats, I beg your pardon, survived UNLV. That's flipped down, and in their own end, the Eagles will look to control. It is Severson looking for an outlet, didn't have it, so he cycled it back around. Now the Cyclones get a little speed through center ice. It was tipped off the boards by Erickson. And it'll just roll out to center ice as Jacob Arroyo has it. D-to-D passing here. Just lobbed up the far side boards. A kind of a turnover there, and winding up and looking to gain a little speed will be the Eagles. This is Burbach, number 8.
It's always a good play to come back and try and gain your speed. Don't force the play. If you don't have your lane, just circle back, collect your thoughts, have everybody key off with you. It's almost like when you get that quarterback scrambling and the receivers want to come back to help you.
Yep.
And we saw yesterday quite the battle between number 1 Minot and Arizona. Arizona's best chances in that game was to play a physical game. And boy, we saw some hitting last night.
Yeah, absolutely we did. And we won two of the most violent collisions I've seen in the tournament. Actually came in our first game too with the Davenport Panthers and the Lindenwood Lions. It's been a very good tournament so far and very physical play, and that's kind of how you establish yourself as Martin brings it in for the Eagles. He feathers it on through, they dig in, and oh, what a toe save as Moser got his leg down at the last minute. Rizzo now a shot. That's bouncing in front and a save. A backhand chance, and that got the back of the net. Robert Morris finally warming to the task here. Puck knocked into the near side corner. Big battle there as two aside will go at it.
This might be the wake-up call both teams need to get that energy going, because they've played so cautiously so far in this game.
Yeah, a near pinch by Koch, but he decided to drop back, and the Eagles are going to shoot it in, and they'll look to make wholesale 5-man changes. We've got 6:46 on the clock in period number 1. Anderson will bump his man off, and he forces the turnover at center, as bringing it back over the line will be Hart. Moving in, cutting through. Look at this play by Anderson, diving down, he scores!
What an effort. That was a fabulous effort, weaving between the defenders and sliding it in.
Great job coming down the middle by Alex Anderson, as he will get his 6th of the year, and that was one of your guys off the top.
Yeah, like I said, I love these guys that play all times. 5 goals, 19 assists, 84 penalty minutes. He just showed why he's on the top line for the Eagles.
And there was a delayed penalty coming on that play, and in the ACHA, that penalty stays. So in addition to the goal scored by Robert Morris, they will also go to the power play now.
Yeah, it's the Cyclones are just figuring that out. That there's a little discussion here at center ice as to how many guys can we have. Well, right now Cyclones have too many.
Yeah, you have to come off as.
Yeah, you can't have 8 guys.
Yeah, they got to cut that in half, as it's going to be a power play for the Eagles after they get the goal, as Iowa State will commit the penalty. Anderson then scores the goal, and it's going to be a 5-on-4 advantage.
Wow, what an effort by Anderson. That was good to get the dust off for that young man, get his first tournament goal.
Yeah, so Anderson on the goal. It's going to be cleared down to Malin, who will just hold, as a good job pressing the play by Azevedo to force the hold in a defensive zone face-off for the power play and the Eagles.
Yeah, Malin, that puck bounced right in front of Malin and came right up, and lucky to get that trapper on it as the Cyclones were charging the net.
Robert Morris with a 19.3% penalty or power play during the regular season. The Cyclones penalty kill at 77.2%. That's one of the lowest in the tournament, so we'll see if the Eagles can take advantage, although the Eagles working with that 19.3, they're one of the few teams in the tournament below 20. So, and now we're going to get a center ice face penalty, as Chastain is going to get a tripping call coming across the middle.
Interference, yeah.
Yeah, dragging the stick. And he knocked down number 20, Colton Kramer, and that is going to neutralize the man advantage for the Eagles.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate. It was not an intent to interfere. They just kind of collided, but You got to call that penalty.
So Robert Morris will commit the penalty. It's going to be a 4-a-side now for the next minute and 35.
That'd be a really small power play for the Cyclones at the end of this.
At center ice, it's just going to be shot in by Hallbach.
Lots of open territory, 4-on-4.
Yeah, let's get the skaters out and get them rolling here. Sent on through the middle. Unable to find it, though, was Anderson, the goal scorer. Carrying on through now is Uglum. The leading scorer for the Cyclones here is Uglum. Lead feed in full flight and just unable to pull it in was Ryan Martin. And that's going to end up going the length as an icing call coming. Nicholas Sandy will get the touch up. And with 1:01 to go in the 4-a-side, 5:32 to go in the period, it'll be an offensive zone faceoff for the Iowa State Cyclones.
Yeah, that was just Martin had a stick at quite an angle. He was trying to reach for that puck on that pass, and it ramped right up over his stick. And again, fastest skater on the ice is the puck.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. There's a shot on, and that didn't go wide by much. Did miss, though, on the short side. Outlet there was nearly intercepted, but the Eagles are going to bring it into a side. Anderson's still out there. He'll now circle back. McGovern cutting through. The defenseman was leading the rush. He didn't get the pass, though, and now Anderson winds up again. Ladle down through on the backhand. Trying to push it further, and in is going to be Koch. He got checked off and bumped by Arroyo. In the far side corner in the defensive end, the Cyclones just get it up on their stick and are going to clear it down. It was taken by McGovern and handed back to Cole.
Yeah, 4-on-4 is practiced, but you can always tell that every practice is more about 5-on-5 than 4-on-4.
Yep, that's knocked away. This could be a 2-on-1 here as the Cyclones look to break back. They carry it on in. Moving in is Avizo, a shot. Azevedo let it go, and the save was made. And now a power play for the next 22 seconds for the Cyclones, but Hart's going to move it in shorthanded to the bottom of the circle, and now he peels back on the rim of it. Burbach got a stick on it, or excuse me, that was number 6, or it was 8. Yep, I beg your pardon, Burbach on it. The gold numbers on the white trim are killing me a little bit.
Yeah, that always happens. But again, that goal by Anderson woke this Robert Morris up here. Now it's a much more aggressive play that they're taking their game to Iowa now.
So that was an icing call with exactly 4 to go in period number 1. 1-0 Robert Morris on top. Anderson 6th of the season, 1st of the tournament.
Yeah, the Cyclones got to start moving their feet. They've got to be able to take the speed down because all of a sudden, like I say, the switch went off for Robert Morris, and they picked their play up here in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
And we get a false start here as it looks like the right winger drifted in a little too far into the zone, so Turner's got to come in and take the draw. The Eagles do win it with support there from the wingers, and it's laid around the boards to Lepek. Lepek on the backhand, slid it right through the periphery of the crease and comes out the other side. To the line, it's rolled into the zone and then bounces out to center where Yanni's got it at the Columbus Blue Jacket logo at center ice. Yanni now over the line, fires a shot that caromed off the leg of number 6, Sandy, and bringing it back, trying to cut through was Uglum. He got knocked off. Now a bouncing puck that Malin had to be quick as it got thrown towards the cage as the Cyclone forward was rushing through. That's sent in and dumped to the near side boards as Arroyo made that play. Back behind the net to grab it again as Arroyo. This time he gets bumped off, and now we'll go in and make the check. Arroyo really tying his man up hard into the corner there, and now they finally break apart. That's thrown to the middle, and it's going to be grabbed and held by the netminder Moser.
Again, really good hockey play always to make that if you have nothing else to do in the offensive zone, just send it to center and put it on net.
And really chirping the whole time right now is number 28, Arroyo, and I missed the number of that Robert Morris player. Yep, yes it was.
Well, they're talking about their GPAs and what are you going to do after you graduate. They had a pretty spirited conversation about it.
Yeah, it was Arroyo in the corner that was really giving it to Lepek, and so that's why they probably drew the interest about the program, as you mentioned. With 3 minutes to go in the first period, that puck's going to hit the mesh netting and go out of play. And the faceoff will come to center ice as they say it glanced off a Robert Morris stick last.
Yeah, this is turning out to be a good hockey game here in the last 4 minutes. Robert Morris has really picked their game up.
Martin got bumped down to the ice. Molesby now looks to get wide. He tried to play it back to the point. That was intercepted. It's played through, and now Martin takes it away at center. But it's right back on the turnover as Hansen will bring it in. There's a shot that got the glass. Cole behind his net looks to come free on the near side wing, and he will. Move it to the left wing and up through at least the center ice. Tapped on further as Martin will force the play by Olsen, and Olsen will get it back in his own end. Olsen snaps it off the near side boards. It's going to be directed in, and now giving chase is going to be number 6, Sandy, but we're going to get an icing call, it looks like, is upcoming there. Is unable to touch it, actually. That was number 8, Erickson.
Yeah, they're talking the refs trying to pull guys off the bench. There was a little cheating there by the Cyclones, trying to get some of their players in the back off the bench. Everything's sorted out now. It's interesting, the two systems you're playing. You'll see Robert Morris, they do not want to bring it up the center of the ice. They've been staying on either sides of the boards, whereas the Cyclones have constantly tried to come right up the gut and press that play. And right now, Robert Morris is more successful with their system than the Cyclones have been with the picket line that Robert Morris is putting up in the center of the ice.
You're right about that. There's a kind of a big play right off a face-off. It went right to the netminder, Moser, who held it, and that allowed the Cyclones to get the change after the icing call on the last play. Burbach in there for the face-off. He'll knock it in, and Chastain on the outside rim of the circle.
Trying to cycle the puck.
Yep, and Chastain's going to be able to catch up with it behind the cage. He braced for a check by Sandy. And it's two-a-side doing battle. It was poked into the corner and up the wall further by Sandy. Soccered in, back in by the defenseman for Robert Morris coming down the line. And that was number, that was, I believe, 16 Rizzo. Yeah,
I think they've been told to stay on the line and only pinch when it makes sense.
Actually, it was 11 hold at that far point, and now we're going to get a penalty and interference call upcoming. And it might be to Burbach. I think he made contact with the netminder trying to skate by, and that's going to end up putting the Cyclones to the power play.
Yeah, that's almost old school hockey. Back in the day, as you skated around the net, you always tried to catch the knob of make sure your blade caught the knob of the goalie as you swung around the net, seeing if you could get him to drop his stick and frustrate him. And anything you can do to get under a goalie's skin to take him off his game, because they try to be as calm, cool, and collected as they can.
Absolutely. That's why you always see the traffic in front. One, so he can't see, but two, because, boy, goalies get annoyed when there's somebody standing right in their kitchen the whole power play. And let's see how the Cyclones try to set up their man advantage. There's a bump along the boards as McGovern will take his man into the wall. Cyclones try to dig it out. It's on the back of the net. They find room up the far side wall where Uglum fires it back around. Coming down now, Azevedo to play it in the near side corner. Nice handoff. They try to center it. There's a man free on the backside, and just unable to get it on goal, parked on the backside of that net.
That was so lucky. The all four defenders were puck watching, and the Cyclones snuck that player in the open door, and they were almost successful with it.
22, Kramer had the opportunity. The Cyclones gained the red line and fire it in. Coming around will be Uglum down the wall at the hash marks as they'll tie it up there along the near side boards. A minute to go in the period. 1:09 to go in the power play. That hit the official and stays kind of in the corner, knocked down behind the net, and upset that a penalty was not called was Kramer, who had the last opportunity. Kramer now angles it off the boards, and he had too much of an angle on it, and it never really found its mark, so Azevedo's got to turn. Blew a tire trying to stay on side, hands it off to Ryder. It was poked off his stick, and Robert Morris is going to send it back through. It didn't get deep. As a very active shift here now by Severson, and now the Cyclones will wind up with just 25 to go in the period. Sandy, rink wide. Over the line, carrying it, Uglum. Uglum looked to dip on through. He could not. Good play there by the Eagles, and they're just going to lay it the length right onto the stick of the netminder, Moser. He wanted to outlet, decided against it, and coming back to help out will be Nicholas Sandy.
Yeah, he saw the defensive setup that Robert Morris had and thought better of it. Wise play.
Sandy,
wise play, lad.
Yep, Sandy went for a home run pass that rolled down to Malin, and Malin will end up just knocking it away. With 9 to go on the power play, the first period comes to an end with Robert Morris on top by a score of 1-0.
Yeah, this was a fun game to watch. As we talked about it earlier, right before they started the game, we thought that both sides would sit around and be tentative. It took to around the 8-minute mark before the sparks went off, and we had a very spirited last 8 minutes of this hockey game.
Absolutely. Hopefully the two teams can keep that going forward here. We're going to go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we'll have second period action for you. You are watching the ACHA Men's Division I's National Tournament here on YouTube. Welcome back inside the Ohio Health Ice House here as we are through the first 20 minutes of play. Robert Morris on top by a score of 1-0. Shots on goal in that first period, 5 for Robert Morris, 6 for Iowa State. Iowa State adds 0 for 2 on the power play. Well, they're 9 seconds away from 0 for 2 on the power play. Well, Robert Morris 0 for 1, but those first opportunities were abbreviated as they came only 20 seconds apart.
Yeah, there was some negating of some situations. And again, we got 2 Illinois teams. They see each other throughout the year. And the first 12 minutes, there was just a lot of skating around. No one really had developed any scoring chances. Again, it was that feeling out process. This is both teams' first game, even though we're 3 days into the tournament. It was the first time for them to get on the ice. And I think both teams sort of had, let's not make a mistake day one and play from behind.
Yeah, let's kind of do, while we have a couple of seconds here, recap our tournament thus far. In day one, 14-seeded Davenport knocked off Buffalo. 13 UNLV beat Drexel. 15 Stony Brook knocked off Pittsburgh, and 16 Arizona knocked off Missouri State. That led to the 1-16, 2-15, 3-14, and 4-13 matchups, which took place yesterday. Lindenwood beat Davenport to move on. Ohio beat UNLV. Adrian beat Stony Brook, and then Minot State beat Arizona. So far, the top seeds have all survived their first tests of the tournament.
Well, now we switch ends for the second period, and it'll be interesting to see if we can guess what the coach's messages were during the period.
You said it. The only goal of the game so far was Anderson, assisted by Hart at the 13:28 mark. The goal is the 8th of the season, or excuse me, the 6th of the season for the forward Anderson.
Yeah, and like I said, what I liked about Anderson is every time that he's on the ice, he's doing something. He's either assisting, scoring, or getting a penalty. Every time he's on the ice, he's making something happen.
Chastain got tripped up coming over the line, but he did his job to get it deep, and Robert Morris now back to even strength as Burbach will come out of the penalty box. That puck hit a leg and will end up going into the corner. It got poked away from Skordilis before he could make a play, but he's able to recover, and he'll now look to break it out.
Both teams full strength.
Room for the Eagles up the middle. That was Rizzo on the outlet. They swing it on back. Rizzo able to come up with it. Protects as he moves on the outside rim of the circle and one hands the puck in a little bit further. That's caught in the skates of Anderson. Good job by him to keep it along the wall. And now he was able to steal it on back to the far side point. Over to the right point now. Skordilis a shot, purposely wide. That's going to be grabbed by Anderson. He'll move to the near side to drive, and fanning on it there. Just unable to get a stick on it was Chastain. And now the Cyclones come back the other way. Over the line is Uglium. He lost it. Uglium lost it. Now it's a 3-on-2 coming back. They move it to the left wing and just stumbling it and trying to center, and a good defensive play, but they walk out of the corner! And that hit the post, I believe. And now the Cyclones move back in a 1-on-2. They get help coming. They find the trailer moving in. A drive and a save as Malin's got it. Cutting off the angle on the shot by Ryder. More action in the first 1:15 than maybe the first period.
Yeah, that was a spirited play here. And again, whatever messages went to both teams. And for the Cyclones, again, coming up the middle of the ice, this is actually the first time that's been successful for them, and turned out to be a scoring chance.
A really well set up pass play there. As it was a 1-on-2, but with two Cyclones coming behind, and they hit the trailers there, and Malin able to make the play.
That's basic hockey, one high, one low, one fast, one slow, and they executed that absolutely perfectly. Here we go again.
There's a
turnover.
Yep, it was a nice keep, but again, Robert Morris at least had numbers and a point shot's held, but an offensive zone face-off in the right wing circle coming up for the Cyclones.
Yeah, it's been a good contest here, and as you said, first minute, a lot more action, and whatever message the Cyclone coach sent to his team, they're executing that plan right now.
Daniel Doyle, I don't believe the Eagles' leading scorer. He got bumped early in this game, kind of knocked off on a weird angle. I don't think we've seen him back out on the ice, 23 in white. Keep your eyes out to see if Doyle's return. He is the Eagles' leading scorer with 19 goals, 14 assists, 33 points on the year. And, of course, usually that the broadcaster jinx, as soon as you say it, he usually means he's going to come out on the next shift. But so keep an eye out on that. If we mentioned Daniel Doyle, I remember him getting hit hard right in front of us here after he was trying to slowly skate off. He played the puck twice with a stick, and then he got run over again for his troubles.
Yeah, he got cross-checked right down to the ice, just trying to get off.
So we'll keep an eye out on that. Meanwhile, a point shot found its way through off the stick of Olsen. Tapped out the center, and now Olsen will come back and give chase. This won't have enough for icing. As the Northfield, Minnesota native, Olsen catches up to it, and it's now outletted by, Azevedo. My error, as it's shot in and went wide, and now the Cyclones back in control on their own end.
Yeah, Northfield raid, Jesse James, Northfield townspeople, that's when they broke up the James gang.
Look at this. A fountain of knowledge, my man Jay Sewell here. As the Cyclones bring it in, I know nothing more than hockey, and I barely know that, so what does that tell you? That hit a leg and caromed off into the corner. The Eagles will look to break out. That is a lob up into the air. It caromed off the glove of Lepek, now controlled by the Cyclones. Circling back is Arroyo. Arroyo in his own end. Nice little leave there as he played it off the boards and it was grabbed by Ryder. Now a collision gets Ryder to the ice.
Check.
And a bump and a backhand chance off the turnover for the Eagles. That came out of nowhere as Anderson again in the middle of the play with that opportunity.
This is exactly why hockey is such a fun game, where you try to get not only do you have a weapon, but you're able to take a body to somebody to try and get the puck, and beautifully executed. Again, there's Anderson making the most of his ice time.
Yep, absolutely, with 17:28 to go in the period. Settling in to take this draw will be Casiato for the home team. The Cyclones are the road team, as they are considered that because they are the lower seed, or the higher seed, I guess would be the way to say it. And the lower seeded Eagles are the 6th seed, and they are wearing the whites here. Cyclones have it in front of the Eagle bench. Actually, it's poked out to center. Trying to follow up here is McGovern. He got bumped down to the ice, lost his stick for his troubles. The puck was in his skates while he was laying down, though, and there was a brace for a check, but Anderson, that check forced a turnover, and there's a shot on and a save in the rebound. Knocked into the corner by Erickson as that opportunity came off the stick of Casiato. Puck through center, catching up to it and drinking it further is Severson. Severson a shot, and that got blocked, and then Severson just slashed an Eagle player, and he's going to go off 2 minutes for this. As after the shot, he followed through, and he didn't even look back, just skated right to the box.
He knew exactly. He didn't wait for his number to be called. He knew he committed an infraction, and go right to the box. 2 minutes of shame.
He hopes 2 minutes of shame as he needs his team to get through this penalty kill here. We are 3 minutes and 15 seconds into the second period with Severson going off for tripping. The Eagles 0 for 1 on their first power play that lasted not even 30 seconds. And as we mentioned back in the first period, a power play that works at 19.3% in the regular season. The Cyclone penalty kill at the 75%, and that shot didn't go over the net by much, and then coming over to keep it out was Moser to the far side. Eagles right back on it. Another rising shot got the glass. Glove down, thrown into the middle at the crease. They jam away at it and grabbed as it was put into the breadbasket of the netminder. Moser, he's standing on his head early in this power play.
Yeah, it was trying to jam the net and crash the net. That's what they've been working on. That's a good power play. So Ryan Martin, number 3 for Robert Morris, looks like he's in a little bit of discomfort. I couldn't tell if he got slashed or if he got butt-ended, but he's holding that right arm. I don't know if it's his hand or his elbow.
We'll see if he returns to this one as it comes over to the near side and Holt. Top of the circle shot. Traffic in front. But again, Moser up to the task on that one to make the save.
Yeah, that's all that training that those goalies get. Moser came right out to position 4, dropped to knees. He had a couple of butts in front of him, even one of his own players. And again, you're taught that in goalie training is just drop, make yourself as wide and big as possible, and exactly what the young lad did.
And he held it for a face-off, and a clearing attempt by the Cyclones ended up going out of play. It was a nice face-off win, but they fire it out of play from their own end, so that means another offensive zone for face-off for the Eagles here with 1:33 remaining on the man advantage.
Yeah, for those of you here or in the viewing audience, I got to tell you, the Blue Jackets have put on quite the show here. They've provided us with excellent facilities.
Yeah, all the rinks that are going to be used here through the ACHA Division 1, 2, and 3 men's tournament, 1 and 2 women's tournament here. As there's another shot on that looked like it was through traffic off the stick of Holt, but again, Moser able to see it. But just to finish the thought, 5 different divisions playing their national tournament here from the ACHA Divisions 1, 2, and 3 for the men, 1 and 2 for the women over the course of about 11-day stretch.
Yeah, it's great to have everything in one location. The city of Columbus, very great hospitality here, filling up all the hotels. It's just been a treat to be here.
Agree with that sentiment as we have an offensive zone faceoff for the Eagles on the power play. Good job jumping into the play and trying to play it around there was Lepek. Knocked off the puck with Chastain. It's cleared to the line, not out. Holt banging a stick for it. Gets it. Now they move it back over to the middle. It kind of handcuffed number 5 Stover, so he couldn't really one-time it like he might have wanted to, but it comes over to Holt. He'll play it off the boards. Steps in and puts it into the circle where Burbach's got it. Banging a stick, trying to cut to the middle. A bouncing puck here. There's a shot by Stover. A save was made, and it rolled free, and the Cyclones are going to get a big clear here and come off for a line change.
Yeah, I tell you, the Cyclones had that PK set up just perfectly. As the plays started to go around the perimeter, they realized that any minute it's going to collapse. All 4 players collapsed around their goalie to give him help.
Malsbury, excuse me, just had it roll off his stick there, and that's going to allow the Cyclones to come back. As it was Malsby, I beg your pardon, and Martin is back on the ice, which is good to see. Meanwhile, a chance shorthanded was fired wide by Azevedo. The Eagles will finish up a line change here, but speeding in, went a 2-on-3, and now carrying it all the way around is going to be number 22, Koch. Played back to the point where it's going to be sent back in by Skordilis, and then it's split the defenseman and it's cleared down the ice with just 9 to go on the man advantage.
Yeah, he tied up his defenseman, Alex Anderson, pretty tight there.
Yep. Over the line, Rizzo sent to lead feed, and it's carried on in further. Sent through the middle, nobody home, and now the Cyclones can come back in a 3-on-3. Full speed ahead, carrying it is Severson. Severson out of the box, and he sent it just wide, looking for a tip on the backside. Puck to the line and out. Lepic took a swipe at it, and on second effort, he knocked it forward, but Ericsson's there to cover for the Cyclones.
Yeah, the back door was open there, and had that pass connected, probably would have put the Cyclones on the board.
Redirected in by Severson as it stands now 1-0 Eagles. There in the lead. Dangerous play there as it nearly was a hooking call. Referee says play on, and we will. Here's Hallbach in his end. Sends it up ahead. It got deflected away from the Cyclone player before it reached him, and the Eagles try to bank it off the boards out to their end. Now they try to create a 2-on-1, and they may have done it. They move in. A shot, and Malin watches as the save was made there by Moser.
Yeah, whatever message Jason Fairman sent to his team during the first intermission has worked effectively. The Cyclones have come out. They look like a different team. Yeah. They're a completely different team here in the second period than they were in the first.
Offensive zone face-off here for the Eagles. We're 6:05 into period number 2. That's feathered on back, but the defenseman was moving to the middle at the point, so that allowed it to be grabbed and brought the other way by Hansen. That's a shot on. Now Hansen will go in and get the rebound. It was knocked away from him, though, by Malin.
Yeah, this time they came into the zone up the side rather than try to go through the middle, and look at how effective it is. Look at the zone time they're getting.
Yep, as they attack here, the Eagles, though, able to gain control. That was Casiato who passed it ahead. The Eagles bring 3 through the middle, and that drop pass missed, and now Hansen will turn again with it. His drop didn't connect. Now he'll just turn and sweep it on in. Malin to put it on a tee for his defenseman. He's got all 5 players in his zone. Meanwhile, the Cyclones trying to finish up a change. A little bit slow in finishing there, but they do get it completed, and Iowa State will circle back. That's number 6 to get it, Sandy.
Yeah, Sandy was on the wrong side. He was trying to come off, and he got trapped on the ice, and he's usually on the right side. He ended up on the left side.
That outlet kind of missed everybody, and as a result, the Cyclones have to chase back into their own end yet again. Another turnover. This one doesn't get out. The Cyclones starting to run into a bit of a turnover bugaboo there, but now they will follow up with a 4-on-3 if they hurry. A bad angle shot from a distance by Lee ended up going wide. He'll now drop back into a defensive posture as the Eagles gain control, and they'll set it up behind Malin.
Yeah, again, coming in up the boards is much more successful for the Cyclones than trying to jam center.
4 Cyclones. Now all 5 Cyclones on the blue line and in. 1 will drift out to center. The Eagles really have nowhere to go. They'll try to send somebody to fly the zone and maybe stretch the play a little bit.
Yeah, everybody's below the line. Martin is the only one that snuck out.
And they get it as far as center before it is turned over, but then turned right back over. One hand on the stick. Ryder couldn't knock it forward. The Eagles move it to the middle and drive, and a blocker save as Martin let it go, and it just got blockered away. Big hit coming there as that was thrown, but none the worse for wear was number 15 in the white, or maroon, I should say, Alcott.
That was so close because that was right alongside the bench up by the stanchion. You hit that upright glass, and that's going to be tough.
Chastain with a toe drag and a move on through, and he just chopped it into the corner, just missing the far side post. They move in again. Chastain, another shot, and that one fluttered off behind the cage. Robert Morris warming to the task. Chastain again, a drive, and I don't know if that deflected or if he just got it up and sent it about 15 feet over the glass and out of play.
Yeah, I thought I heard a tick off of Moser's stick, but yeah, that had some mustard on that one.
A great opportunity as the Eagles have been really good here, kind of controlling play the last 4 or so minutes of this one.
Well, usually, in the old days, your goalie was there to just kind of be in the goal. Nowadays, he's usually the most athletic and the best athlete on the team, and that's proven by both of these goalies. The athleticism that both of them are displaying and the ability to move side to side, flash their legs, flash their gloves. And when they see it, they're going to stop it.
Yep, Chastain and Erickson now settling in for an offensive zone faceoff for the Eagles. One, though, by the Cyclones, and Hallbach's going to fire it around. Little drop pass off the boards was intercepted by the Eagles, and they're just going to flop it back in. Another little touch pass off the boards. That one didn't work, but on second effort, Erickson had it for a moment. It's played on through the middle. Stumbling while trying to get it further was 26 Bandick. And now it's chopped out to center, and coming back to get it will be Olsen. Rink-wide feed finds Severson. Back to Olsen. Severson tied up at the Robert Morris bench. He's able to come free, though, as the Eagles come back in over the line. Burbach directing it traffic and telling him to shoot it in deep. It comes into the near side corner, and they do battle along the boards. Cyclones able to dig it out. Lead feed, picked up, sent through the middle of the ice. Again, just kind of a soft, gentle feed through the middle of the ice. Had Erickson, and there's a shot, and Malin had to be good to get that one.
He left that rebound right out in front.
Dangerous play. Meanwhile, the Eagles back the other way. They'll direct it into the near side corner. Another side for them to change is Paulson's going to flip it around, and it ends up hitting the mesh netting, and it'll go out of play. And unable to change will be the Eagles here. And we will have an offensive zone face-off coming up here for Robert Morris after a line that was unable to change now for the Cyclones, a tired line out there.
Yeah, and they've got the long change here too, so it's a tough one.
There's a shot, scores! Anderson again! High slot, fires it home, and Jay Sewell called the player of the game before it started.
Well, I like those guys that make every use of every minute on the ice, but yeah, that was just a great setup by Robert Morris. They have their mojo on. You could see it happen when they scored that first goal. And Cyclones came out and really with some really spirited play in the first 10 minutes and get a lot of hockey to play. Settle your team down, send the message, just play your game. The Cyclones have had a really good period so far.
A face-off win and a move into the high slot to fire it home for Anderson. It'll be his 7th of the season. I don't believe it didn't sound like it hit anything, so it should be his goal as we approach the halfway point, and Iowa State needs to get after it here now as it's rolled in deep. Back to get it and run into the corner, finding its way into the middle and fanning on the shot. Oh, what a chance for Alcott, and he just couldn't get it on goal. Iowa State, though, able to maintain possession. Sent through to the middle, a backhand opportunity. They hack away at its side of the net. It's cleared away, but Erickson able to move it to the middle, and another fumble in the slot. Handed off, moving in now with a shot. Hansen had it. It was taken away from him and now just shuffled up ahead. Able to catch up to it in full flight is Burbach. Tried to cut to the middle, and he just couldn't take the puck with him. He'll go off in a change. Big hit back behind the play as bumped off was Hansen, but he was still able to get it D to D. Two guys go down. A little bit of a hand pass there was missed by the officials. It looked like it hit the player, punched it ahead with his glove, but we go anyway. Sent in to the far side corner. Circling back to get it here will be the Eagles defenseman, or excuse me, I thought it was Lepic there, 18, but it might have been actually 16, Nick Rizzo, I beg your pardon, as it's directed in. Karem's off the glove of the defenseman Hallbach, and now he's got to go in. Olsen pastes his man to the wall. It comes out free side of the cage, a chance, and a second one, two, and it comes free. Staying in this game here is Moser, really making some saves now. The Cyclones coming back through. A drop again, didn't really work as a stick got in the lane. Rizzo down deep, now Martin there to help out, and it's turned over the Eagles. Heads on back, moving in right wing side. Now through the middle comes Anderson, 2-goal shooter in this one. There's a shot, and that's going to be blocked up and out of play. 8:35 to go in period number 2, and it's 2-0 Robert Morris here.
Yeah, you could sense a little bit of frustration by the Cyclones, and that actually gave them a lot of motivation here. They actually got pretty good spirited play here in the last 2 minutes. We'll take immediate timeout.
Yes, we will. We'll come on back with more second period action as the 6th-seeded Robert Morris Eagles, Robert Morris Eagles, that's right, take on the 11th-seeded Iowa State Cyclones.
The 2018 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Barron's Championship Rings, the official ring vendor for all ACHA National Champions and Hall of Famers. Boston's Pizza Restaurant and Sports Bar, gourmet pizza, burgers, wings, and more. We've got you covered. And by Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
Welcome back inside the Ohio Health Ice House here as the ACHA Men's Division I National Tournament continues on. Day 3, game 1 of the day. Robert Morris Eagles and the Iowa State Cyclones. A 2-0 lead for Robert Morris, and they've been paced offensively as 2 goals today for Alex Anderson.
Yeah, and the coach for the Cyclones just had his lineup. He's given them last-minute instructions at the bench there, so they've run into the kick the hornet's nest here a little bit, and they got some swarming bees that they're going to have to defend off here.
Well, the Cyclones had 2 really good opportunities that just rolled off the stick, as maybe gripping the stick a little too tight for the Cyclones there, and they were unable to get shots on goal, but they found room, high slot, and just couldn't get the opportunities on. So there's something to build off of there potentially if they can just settle in here and get some shots on. That one was blocked as it was on its way to Malin. Deflects over to the near side boards, and from the hash marks, it's laid back in. Good protection here, but unable to come up with the puck. So worried about protecting off the D-man that he couldn't play the puck back, and that's going to be carried up to the line and over it by Chastain. He got bumped down for his trouble. The Eagles now cut to the middle, drop on back, and it's deflected away.
It was Anderson hanging around the net.
Of course it was, as Moser kept the pad down. Now a little bit of a chip to over the red line here. Turner will try to stick handle out of trouble. He got it as far as center ice, couldn't get in any further. Scordelis will play it on, and that stretch pass is picked up off the wall. Good play here by the Cyclones. They have numbers if they can spread it out. They shy to the net, move to the middle, and a bouncing puck died at the foot of the crease, and that's going to be cleared away, and will have enough to get out to center. Out to play it will be number 28, Arroyo. D to D, and now through the middle. Cyclones corralling, moving in on the left wing side. With a little bit of speed here is Alcott. Tries to cut to the middle. That shot rolled off the side of the post and got deflected. Alcott now played it down. Cody Ryder decides not to pinch up there. He'll just hold the wall at the line. The Eagles, though, able to gain control and tip it out to center.
That was a good play by Alcott, coming in, dropping his shoulder, and protecting the puck as he came in on goal.
Hansen was able to protect and take a player away as an official gets bumped, and now on second effort, it's going to be fired on in by Tommy Hansen of the Cyclones. Playing it on back there is going to be Harrison Cole. Eagles set up behind their net. Meanwhile, again, Cyclones with a press. 2 guys in tight here. That caromed off of the stick of Anderson, and now he's got it again. Anderson angles off the boards. It's picked up by Castine. Moving in, a chance that a save was made, and that, beg your pardon, that was Casiato with the opportunity on the short side. Puck behind the net now, Arroyo. Into the corner, looking to outlet. Nowhere to go here for Ryder, and we got a whistle and a penalty. I believe it's going to be coming to the Cyclones here.
Yeah, it's whoa, there's another one. He just slew-footed a player, got another 2, I believe. We might have off for 4 minutes here.
I think the ref saw it. He showed like he was making 2 fingers, so a 4-minute power play coming up for the Eagles. And this is a big moment in this hockey game.
Yeah, it's a frustration building, and you can see it on the Cyclones. We called it about 4 or 5 minutes ago that that second goal actually got them pretty upset. And actually, for a while there, it gave them the energy to have good play, and now that collapsed a little bit here.
And now we're going to get an offensive zone face-off coming up after, as a power play will start. I believe it was, did I hear it was Arroyo, I believe, on the call. We'll see if we can't catch that number. But anyway, there's a drive by Koch, and it's into the glove of the netminder Moser. He's going to be a busy man for the next 4 minutes. Actually, 3:53 to be exact, as a power play will ensue. Martin in the offensive zone face-off. Koch in the shooting hole, and he's got Holt behind him.
Yeah, that's 2 face-offs that that the Cyclones needed to get, didn't get.
But on the Eagles turned it over as they were unable to keep it in, so that's going to give the Cyclones an opportunity to clear. And it ended up being hit with a high stick, so I believe that's going to go all the way down to the Robert Morris end. So they didn't win the faceoff, but they end up getting a high stick and now an offensive zone faceoff, which is a good thing on when you're shorthanded.
Yeah, 3:39 left on the two-minute minors. I don't remember what the first call was. Second was tripping. Again, as we said earlier in the broadcast, it's an adventure just getting to the bench here in this game.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. Although Robert Morris, over the course of, let's say, the last 10 minutes or so, has kind of really found their footing and had some really good grade A scoring opportunities. They will move it up on the left wing side, over the line on the power play. They move it to the middle. A shot was blocked and cleared up the wall, but held in, though, by the Eagles. There's another shot on, looking for a high redirection. That didn't go as it hit the glass. Holt trying to hold the line. He now sends it across the ice. I believe that's Martin back over there. Nope, Martin down low. Clearing attempt, held in again. Now they play it over to Koch. To the middle, a shot by Holt, and that hit a body in front. They roll it on back. Stover plays it across, and he just tried to dump it across, and Holt wasn't where he thought. Stover wasn't where Holt thought he was going to be, and it ends up going out of the zone, and Stover's got to come on and grab it. Well, he'll hit Castine now.
Bad shift change on the long change here, but Robert Morris not able to take advantage of it.
Turner on it. He's got McGovern to the near side. That was knocked away. Look out here. Could be a break opportunity moving in. Lee, a rising shot. It got the glass, and that was Olcott 15 who had the opportunity.
Yeah, excitement got it better. He had a lot more room than he thought he had with the Robert Morris player breathing down his neck.
Now Chastain moves in. Dropped on back. Played on through, and it didn't get through off the play by Burbach. And that's going to clear out to center. McGovern over. 2:16 to go on the first penalty. Good job by McGovern carrying in. Now he'll drift to the left point. Chastain's got a man in the middle. Koch, a drive, scores! And the first power play is still going on, so they will have still 2 minutes of power play time.
What a setup. That was just thinking about before this goal, about talking about it doesn't have to be pretty. They were trying to get that pretty, staying on the perimeter and working it down. This was one of those goals, those nice, fun, dirty goals where, just go in and crash the net, get closer, 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 stop shooting from the perimeter, just work it down low, and that's exactly what we got here from Robert Morris.
Yep, then it came high into the middle, and that was no mistake about it, as it was let go by Koch, as he now has his 12th of the year, first of the tournament, and the Eagles now open a 3-0 lead. Robert Morris again still had 2 minutes of power play time as well, as the double minor to Arroyo comes back and haunts them here as they give up the power play tally and the Eagles remain on the man advantage. They will look to break out. They move it in on the left wing side, legally so, and chop it into the near side corner as it rims around the boards. Holt held the line at the right point, shoots it right into the glove of Moser. Still seems calm, cool, and collected as it's 3-0 Robert Morris with 3:59 to go in period number 2.
Yeah, there's nothing that Moser's. None of them have been bad goals. I mean, he has stood his ground. He's got to get some support from his D. They had done such a good job collapsing earlier, and this time they got caught puck watching, and they collapsed the wrong area. They came out rather than when collapsed down.
Yeah, you said it exactly right, and that's the danger of committing penalties. You don't have that extra man to clamp where you need it. Now Holt's got it. Moving the line, he'll send it across, rink wide, and Holt will get it right on back. Holt a shot, and that got the glass. Coming over to play it will be Chastain below the red line. Chastain peels off and sends it to the middle. Holt with room, steps into one, and that was blocked. Good defensive play by the Cyclones, and then they're going to backhand it to the line, not out. Holt just had to throw it into the far side corner to keep it in. Good job by Chastain to get over to help force the play. Hallbach couldn't clear it out on the first opportunity. Second opportunity, it got pitchforked forward, still in the zone. Puck knocked down by Burbach. They turn, and Iowa State will get a clear here, as the Cyclones will just shoot it into the left wing corner.
Yeah, Holt here on the left side, he does a really good job of holding the line, but if he's going to shoot from there, he's got to move his blade down. Both of them, if he wants to get that ping pong shot in the center, back in the center to run around. Oh, we've got a penalty coming up here. Obvious slash.
Yep, slash to Rizzo.
But getting back to Holt, he's opening up his blade and he's sending it too high. If you want that puck to careen around those sticks and legs, you got to send it in really, really low to help you get that deflection in front of the goal. A little less top hand.
And we give him this excellent advice as his team now off the power play after the penalty comes to Rizzo for slashing at 16:35.
It's such an easy game to play up here in the booth, isn't it?
It looks like there's all the time and space in the world when you're up here. I've been bored right along the glass for a couple of games during this tournament. I tell you, it's a different view up here than it is down there as well.
Yeah, there's really, you only have a couple decisions you can make in milliseconds, and that's, shoot, pass, or keep.
Yeah, I guess simplify the game, really.
Under a second, that's the decisions every hockey player has to make.
That's feathered on through. Look out here, a chance at a big save there. And then running hard to the boards was number 24, Joshua Hart, for his troubles. Nothing coming up on that as we play 4 aside.
That was pretty close to being a wicked trip.
Yeah, I agree. That was Uglama's shot that was gloved off by Malin. 1 to go on the man advantage, or on the 4 aside. So 1 minute and 25 seconds of power play time about to start here for the Cyclones. They are 0 for 2 on the man advantage. The Eagles are 1 for 4 so far today.
Yeah, here again, number 4 for Cyclones trying to get off. Robert Morris comes over and gives him a little shove. It's just, again, it's been interesting just to watch the players getting on and off the bench. There's lots of entertainment down there.
And now the entertainment will lead to a Cyclone power play, but it's turned over and cleared by the Eagles with 1:16 to go here on the power play, and it's played back, and setting up shop behind the net will be Sandy.
Yeah, this is when the Cyclones just have to be patient. Get it set up, which you're having difficulty doing right now.
Yep, as Sandy's got to come all the way back again to corral. Now this pass hits home, so the first pass is a good one. They gain the red line, try a diagonal dump. It ends up getting slashed out of midair and rolls right to Malin harmlessly, who will hold for a face-off with 1:57 left on the second period clock.
Yeah, that was an unintentional lob back to your own goalie after you touched it out of the, pulled it out of the air. Again, you see it at all. You watch the NHL on television. The eye-hand coordination and the ability to pick up and make these tips is just incredible. The hockey players have.
I could not agree with you more. It's a great point by you, Jay, as that's going to be a face-off win and a clear for the Eagles. And they now only have 45 seconds of power play time with which to worry about as the Cyclones will wind up. Stretch feed works as they bring it in over the line. Good little drop here. Shot got blocked on the way through, and Malin just stuck it to the back glass. A couple of Cyclones nearly ran into each other behind the net, but they are none the worse for wear, and they're able to keep possession. That was just out of the reach of a winger there on an open wing, and then it just spiked the length of the ice by, I believe that was Anderson making the play. And 2 fresh penalty killers come on as Yanni and Hart will step onto the ice.
Yeah, they're giving the full court press here, trying to make the player carrying the puck up the ice make a decision earlier than he wants to.
And that caused Azevedo to chip it in and ended up being a clear for the Eagles that has now 3, 2, and 1 and now even strength hockey.
Yeah, they have yet to connect on that power play.
Trevor Sabo wanted to wind up. It's turned over. Look out here. Hart, a shot that was blocked. And Hart will go retrieve it into the far side corner. They joust it there, and it's taken away by the Cyclones, and they will look to bring it up. Dogged back check work. I believe that was Yanni. The Cyclones able to gain the line, though. That's fired on or towards the cage, and Alcott's shot was blocked. He'll have to retreat and gain control. Rink-wide feed as Alcott winds up. Give and go, and that's deflected at center ice. Gloved down by an Eagle player, but it's set up and grabbed by the Cyclones. Sending it over was Erickson. Jabbed around further to be grabbed by Alcott into the corner. Alcott bumped in hard there by Scordilis, and it's going to squeak by the defenseman Arroyo and work its way out to center.
Yeah, the positioning by Robert Morris in this period has been absolutely remarkable. They haven't swayed from their system, and it's working effectively for them.
Yes, it is. As Holt took a look at the clock, sees that it's got 5 seconds left on it, makes 1 feed, and that's going to be lobbed up. And that is how the period will end. It was 1-0 Eagles after 1. They get 2 in the second, and they lead 3-0 with 40 minutes in the books.
Yeah, that's very, very spirited period. And again, you got to hand it to Robert Morris. Whatever game plan the coach came in with, second period executing it just the way they talked about it. Cyclones came onto the ice in the second period and really started to show what they're capable of. But that second goal took a little bit of the wind out of their sails. They got back into the game, and then the third one just kind of put them down with that. You could see the frustration with the 4-minute penalty.
I could not agree with you more here as we've got the second intermission started. They will have 20 minutes to change it, folks. You are listening to and watching the ACHA Men's Division I National Tournament on YouTube. We are at the second intermission. We're coming back with third period action. Welcome back inside the Ohio Health Ice House here. We're through 40 minutes of play between the Robert Morris Eagles and the Iowa State Cyclones, with Robert Morris on top 3-0. 2 goals by Anderson, 1 by Koch, and really Robert Morris controlling that second period of play.
Yeah, they had the much better end of the game, and they took their system right at the Cyclones. And again, it's 3-0, but this is college hockey. Right. I mean, you got to tell your team, start winning some shifts, and we can get back into this thing. With the way each teams have animosity for each other, a couple penalties by Robert Morris, and you can be right back in this thing in a heartbeat.
Absolutely, and it's kind of a line that I'm going to steal right from you. One shift at a time. You win the next shift. Just win the next shift and see if you can get it going from there.
Yeah, but again, Robert Morris, we've seen we're waiting for that that higher seed to come up and punch a lower seed in the mouth. We almost had that yesterday with the UNLV against Ohio. So, again, anything can happen. This is a great tournament put on by a great sponsorship that we have out here, and we're looking forward to third period.
Absolutely, we are, and the numbers kind of going to be tough uphill sledding here for the Cyclones. They only average 2.83 goals per game during the regular season, and Robert Morris only allows 2.23. So they're going to have to really get to work here in the final 20.
Yeah, and this is where, if you're in the room with the coach, you just want your kids, compete. I want you to compete at every single shift. Every time you're on the ice, I want you competing.
And so we start period number 3 as a face-off between Azevedo and Chastain is going to be controlled by the Cyclones, and they're going to go ahead and shoot it in. Now looking to give chase after it is going to be Azevedo. He couldn't come up with it cleanly, and the Cyclones will now look to break it out off the sideboards. They'll move it up on the right wing side. Good steal there, but hit hard for his trouble was number 19, Cody Ryder. Back in over the line come the Cyclones, though. A little drop pass and a shot that caromed off a skate. Rebound goes to the far side corner. A big hit thrown there, and we're going to get an elbowing call, I think, coming up to Cody Ryder, as they're going to be shorthanded. Even strength. There's a flip to the middle, though, and a backhand, and a big stop, and the penalty is about to start, and it is going to be an elbowing call to Ryder.
Yeah, there you go. This is not the start that the Cyclones wanted. They were hoping it would go the other way, and you're giving a team that has a lead a little bit of momentum, just not even a minute into the period.
Yep, 38 seconds to be exact. Ryder will go off for elbowing, and a power play that is 1 for 4 on the day will see their 5th opportunity.
And that was just frustration. He was taking to the boards, and it's just something that take an exception to, and you got to keep your calm head if you want to keep your team in the game.
A face-off there, split the defenseman, though, and Turner has to come back to get it. Koch sends it rink wide, back over to Turner. And they hit Martin in full stride. Martin moves in, a 3-on-2, but he will wait. Throw one towards the cage. That hit a leg, and McGovern on the follow-up. He throws it wide. That's going to hit maybe, I don't know if it had kicked off the official skate or the boards and actually came up in the air. Stays in now. Eagles move it across to the near side. McGovern has it at the left point. Nice little pass on through as they switch it off now. Koch, McGovern a drive, and that hit a body in front. Over to the far side boards. Turner will keep it in. He'll look to move it to the middle. Now he'll actually drop the puck off to the right wing side as Turner moves and stays in the middle. Martin has it, gives it to Turner. Turner right on the ACHA logo. Over to Martin, who let it go, and a save was made into the corner, and then it's just chipped out to center on a nice play by Paulson.
Yeah, the Cyclones are only going to get 2 of their defenders off.
As it's brought right back in by Turner and the Eagles. He's got a man in the slot. Now Turner goes through, and a shot save as he just couldn't get it back to Dylan Holt coming down the middle.
That's when you want that saucer pass, and it just comes off your stick too flat. Saucer pass to the slot, and the wide open goal as he was hanging on the post. That would have been a beautiful goal.
Instead, the 55 seconds remains on the man advantage. Offensive zone face-off in the right wing circle for the Eagles. They will win the draw, or Iowa State won the draw, and then it's chopped on the side of the cage, cleared to the line, and Holt just couldn't keep it in as it bounced on him, and he'll have to play it over to Stover. Stover back to Holt at the Blue Jackets logo, and now gains the line on the right side. Holt, now he'll peel off and fire it around.
Yeah, Chastain came off the ice very gingerly after he got hammered into the boards.
They've had a couple of players come off gingerly, have the Eagles. Meanwhile, Iowa State player now gingerly skating around still in the middle of the play. I believe that is Arroyo. But the power play continues, and Arroyo will clear it. I think that, oh yeah, off the glass. That glass is legal, by the way. You can play it off that glass and it'd still be fine. I actually thought it hit off the post of the railing for a minute.
Yeah, it came up pretty high.
Yeah, but I guess it caromed off the top of the penalty glass with just 2 and in 1. The power play has wrapped up, and Iowa State dodges that bullet.
And that was an adventure just getting out of the penalty box. Hart was standing right by the door open and gave a forearm shiver to the Cyclone coming out of the box.
There's a turnover, shot save, rebound loose in the slot, another stop there, and a third is going to be grabbed off and held. And a big stop by Moser as Robert Morris with 3 chips at the net. But the netminder, Moser, able to stay up to the task.
It's like that hotel chain, bada bing, bada bang, bada
yeah,
boom.
Exactly.
You got 3 shots on that one.
For $1. Meanwhile, just want to recap the scoring. It was Anderson from Hart in the first at 13:28, then Anderson from Cassiato at 9:41 of the second, and then Kosh's 12th from Chastain and McGovern on the power play at 15:30. That's how we got the 3-0 score we have now. Robert Morris with the lead and looking for more. Hart will dance away from a back checker there, loses it to the middle, and it's just going to be knocked away by Uglum. Uglum throws it to the middle. A bouncing puck going to come down on the stick of Kramer. It got punched away from Kramer, though, and Uglum on the follow-up has it. Over the line. Cuts to the middle. It was knocked off his stick, though. A little bit of a bump, and it's going to be kicked out to center as Burbach made the play. Cyclones bring 4 over the line together. Quick little give and go. Outside shot, and a save was made as Malin put that one behind the cage. A centering pass, and they score! Alone in front was Uglum, and he finishes, and it's a 3-1 game.
Yeah, it's the first time that Robert Morris got caught puck watching, and they paid for it. And what a great shot! What a great setup! And again, this is how you claw back in. You win a shift, you claw back, you get a goal. You win a shift, you claw back, you get another goal. We've got ourselves a hockey game. We've got 16:21 left, 3-1, and everybody knows in hockey, you know, a 2-goal lead is the hardest lead to hold.
You got that right. A center ice face-off, and it's going to be won by the Eagles as they look to bring it right back in. Look out here, McGovern through to the net, and he nearly jammed it in the far side on a little move by himself on a great rush.
Fluttered right through the blue paint.
The goal will be scored by Uglum, I believe, and that'll be his 23rd of the season. That is the team lead, and now they're in again. Bumped off there with Sabo. He'll follow it up into the corner. They try to wheel it back to the middle. Erickson didn't come up with it. Sabo on a follow, takes it away, and that didn't miss the far post by much. It's 3-1 in Iowa State, looking to get back into it even closer here if they can. It's punched on through as it was tied up by Sabok and Erickson, but the Eagles will lift it high to center. Puck bounces down to the Cyclones here. Making himself an open receiver is Sabo. He'll gain the red and just shovel it in. Time for a line change for the Cyclones. Behind the net, Dylan Holt has it for the Eagles. Holt winds up, brings it on through. The Blue Jackets logo, and Holt carried it in about as far as you could until he got checked off and played it over to Martin on the wing. Martin now jousting. 2-a-side doing battle. It's going to be dug out, though, and controlled back by Goggin. Slowed up at center by Holt. He has it now, and lead feeds Martin. Could be a 2-on-1. The other defenseman was changing, so it is a 2-on-2 over the line. Nifty little move here. Look out. Eagles moving in, and a shot that was blocked. It ended up going wide of the far post. Now a good read here, and a shot, and that got blocked as stepping into the play was Scordelis with an opportunity, and that was blocked off. Another shot there. That missed the glove and got the glass of Moser. Now the Eagles get back to the offensive here. To the far side corner and over to play it, and it's going to carry him out to center ice as turning and a bit of a bump into the boards, a rough ride given there, but Burbach did a nice play to protect, and now Burbach will go on the left wing while it's carried in on the right wing. A little chip in didn't work there.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Hansen on that last play had a perfect ability to send Robert Morris into the bench, and he backed off. A nice play by that lad not to go for that physical of a play.
Uglum had it feathered it through to the middle. That didn't connect, and good job by the Eagles to get it the length. Finishing his check behind the play was Joshua Hart. We got a penalty upcoming, too. It's going to be to Robert Morris. It's going to be a power play now for the Cyclones. And as you called it, win a shift, and now get a power play here with still 14:05 to go in period number 3.
This is this storyline is turning out good for the Cyclones right now. This is exactly what they needed, and if they can score here, that's going to really put the energy back in. You can see the energy that they got from the goal. Now the belief is back in their heads that they've got a chance here.
They are 0 for 3 with the man advantage thus far. This will be their 4th attempt.
And if you're Robert Morris, this is where you don't want to be complacent. You still want to try and press your game.
Big moment of this game here. It's one on back to the point where Olsen has it. Played it on further, now moving to the middle. That shot went wide off the stick of Alcott. Puck bounces free, look out here, a chance, and they score! Fired in! And we got a 1-goal hockey game!
There we go, 2-goal lead. Hardest one in hockey, and here we go. Now we've got ourselves a ball game. Oh, hockey game, I'm sorry.
Ball game, it's fine. It's whatever you want to call it, it's on. As Sabo, I believe, was the first one through the handshake line. And we have a 3-2 score with 13:52 to go.
Yeah, these Robert Morris fans that came here, nothing but grim looks on their faces right now. They may have seen this movie before.
It's 6:08 into the period, and I think we're going to get a timeout, yeah.
Again, smart use of your timeout. You've got to settle your players down and, again, attack, attack, attack. And how many times have you seen when you're playing not to lose that you get scored on? So good use of the timeout.
Yep, and if that goal is Sabo's, it will be his 10th of the year. And as I said, on the power play, so they are now 1 for 4 with the man advantage. And it was a 3-0 period at the second intermission, and now it's a 3-2 game.
Yeah, 13:52 left, and again, there was I don't know what it was, but you could feel it in the building. You could feel that something was going to happen, whatever the message that, again, you got to hand it to Jason Fairman. Whatever he knows about his players, he's been bringing the best out of him, and that's what a coach is supposed to do, bring the best out of your players. Now the belief is in their head. We're going to see one heck of a hockey game here because it's been very physical up to date. Now we'll see if if each side attacks or backs off. But Cyclones, they've got to attack. They've got to get that next goal.
It sounds like they announced in the building that it was Hansen, but I'm pretty sure it was 9 Sabo. Hansen wears jersey number 5, so not 100% on who scored it. But what I am 100% sure of is it's now a 1-goal hockey game after being a 3-goal stretch at the intermission. And after the timeout, Iowa State's Olsen drifting back, sends a nice hard pass to Erickson. Erickson couldn't get it deep. It's going to be carried on through 2-on-2 by the Eagles, and it's offside as making the move at the line was the forward on the rush there, and it's going to end up being an offside play. I believe that was 25 Anderson, who's been in the middle of things. He was big in the first 2 minutes of this game, or the first 2 periods of this game. He needs to get it going again as he's got 2 of the 3 goals.
Yeah, he's a good hockey player, makes the most of his ice time, and here another face-off win by the Cyclones.
And they will shoot it in into the near side corner. Bodies come together there, and the Eagles are able to get it out to center. That is Ryder with a lead feed to Uglum. He's got the first goal. Uglum with a nice lead through, and unable to dance by was Ryder. And that's going to roll on back as Arroyo's got to play it. Arroyo, Uglum. Stretch pass, just couldn't get knifed down. This will be an icing call as Scordilla's had position. And with 12:50 to go, an offensive zone faceoff for the Eagles.
Yeah, so Thomas, what do you, if you're Robert Morris, what are you talking, what are you preaching behind the bench?
Play your game.
There you go.
Play
Famous
your
Herb
game.
Brooks.
Yep.
Famous Herb
Play
Brookie.
your game. We've been very good our first 40 minutes. We were bad for 5. Let's play our game and we'll be fine.
Absolutely.
Although I'm sure they'd love to get the next goal in this one. Get their 2-goal lead back if they can. Holt steps in, as I am the king of obvious statements. Cyclones reverse flow here, and they will look to break out. Long stretch feed, missed everybody, and that is also going to be an icing call as Uglum just couldn't get the legs going in the right direction as the pass, and it's going to be an icing call. Robert Morris will get a line change here.
That's interesting. That's twice now they tried the stretch pass. It hasn't really worked all game. You just crawled back into this game, and we've got a timeout. And maybe that's what the coach wants to talk about. That's, hey, don't deviate from the plan, lads.
Wow. So we get back-to-back timeouts before the media timeout here in the third period. One from Robert Morris to kind of settle the troops, the other now from the Cyclones to allow maybe after an icing call to rest the line, or two, like you said, to your point, stop with this 90, 120-foot pass. How about they play our game?
We've got 12 minutes. You don't have to do it all in the next 5.
Right, exactly right. I mean, you got the first 2 goals in the first 6 of the period here. With 12:32 on the clock, the horn sounds and the play will break apart here. It was Adam Alcott officially on the second Iowa State goal.
Yeah, sometimes, again, with the sweaters these guys are wearing, it doesn't take much. We've got Robert Morris with the gold on the white. Sometimes difficult for it to see this far away from the ice, but be patient with us. This is a heck of a hockey game.
Yeah, and Robert Morris with the gold. You said gold on white, and we got white on gold, basically, is what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Cyclones try to clear the zone. They will dart on back, and Severson will try the near side. Wasn't a lot of room there, so they can only chuck it up the wall a little bit further. Now it's played high into the air, coming back to help out. Good play by Sabo to get involved. It gets out to center, though, as the Eagles clear it there, but trying to squeeze by on the far side was Erickson. They couldn't get it deep as it stayed just inside the blue line, and now it'll be broken out. Anderson, 2-goal shooter in the first period. Anderson dekes wide. It rolled off his sticks. Now he just throws it in front. It's going to hit a skate and carry him off into the far side corner. Max Olson in the middle of things. It gets back to the point. McGovern on the left wing, a drive, and it hits something, and I don't think it ever found its way through to the netminder, and the Cyclones were able to get it clear.
They got
and
it
an
through,
icing call, too. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, it was just about 4 inches high. Yep. That had a lot of chance to get in the net had it been deflected. That's what they were looking for. Again, if you folks out there that want to shoot from the blue line or from the slot and you want it to keep it a little lower, and the chances of success is a little better.
Yeah, and sometimes taking a little speed off it, too, to allow your guys to be able to see it a little bit cleaner and have an extra half second to redirect it, too.
Yeah, it's like that off-speed pitch.
Yeah, exactly. McGovern now tries to keep it in. He circles back to the point, and it got poked off his stick. A good job leaving it there by Sabo. They need a line change here as it was an icing call. Olsen spun it up ahead. And Iowa State will at least get it as far as the circles as they try to finish a change. Long stretch pass, creates the zone easily, and there's a quick shot and a save was made as that was put on by Turner. And then Turner just hit awkwardly into the boards. He gets up, though, as we play 2 aside. Into the corner. Who's going to dig it out here? The Eagles do, as they had dropped defenseman back, because actually spinning out to center also was Hansen looking to pinch, too. Finally, the Eagles dig it out of the corner, and they play it right back into the corner. Doing dogged work in there is Hallbach. It rolled by him, and he will play it on further. It was caught in the skates, and now gets as far as the line, not out, and now it'll get out. 2-on-2 for the Cyclones. They got a third coming. Long shot on. Malin's going to direct it into the corner. Alcott tries to hold the red line there. It gets to the line, not out, as Paulson kicked it in. Now 3 Eagles come on back. They try to dump it further, could not. Stretch pass there, and it's over the line. Hansen as it's brought onside. Hansen hit hard for his trouble. Cyclones need to finish a line change. Hansen dog-tired coming off. Eagles hit it off the boards. Able to settle it there, and turning back is Koch. He's got one of the 3 goals, and that play is offside as Koch got a little bit too ahead of the play. And with that, we will also get a timeout. 10-10 to go. The Cyclones have come most of the way back. Come on back to see if they can come all the way back. It's 3-2. You're watching the ACHA Division I Men's Tournament.
The 2018 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by the Columbus Blue Jackets. For tickets and more, visit bluejackets.com. R-Bar, the official ACHA 2018 Nationals post-game hangout and best hockey bar in Columbus. And by the Greater Columbus Sports Commission. Columbus has no off-season.
Welcome on back inside the Ohio Health Ice House here. Thomas Biondo alongside Jay Sewell and Jay. 3-0 Robert Morris after 2, 10-10 into the second. It's a 3-2 hockey game.
Yeah, 10 minutes left to see if the Cyclones can tie this game and possibly win it. That would be the first time we've seen a lower, higher seed taking out a lower seed, and so It's going to be a really spirited play. We've seen a very physical third period. I expect that to continue as everyone wants to compete and take advantage of what their skills are.
Yep, as we've got just 10 seconds shy of the halfway point of period number 3. Off the face-off, outside, just outside the Cyclone zone. It's going to end up being pushed in behind the net. Lead feed there, hit a Eagles player, and that put it on a tee for Aviziato. Sent across, and a shot that got the glass. Good-looking chance by Colton Kramer there. And the Burbach will bring it back. Anderson now through the middle. Anderson tried to toe drag, and he just got pushed. It ended up staying in his skates. Chasteen tries to cut through, gives it back to Burbach. Now Anderson at the top of the circle. Anderson, a shot that hit a leg in front, and Iowa State able to corral it and bring it right on back. Nifty little forehand backhand move. Uglum with a shot. It hit something and is going to carry him off behind the net. Uglum now looks to keep it in along the near side boards. Again, puck battle won this time by the Eagles. Gaining the line, Rizzo, and they sweep it to center. 1-on-4, and that didn't work out as the Eagles needed a change and finished it. Trying to cut in under a check there with Severson. It's followed up below the goal line, but nicely played by the Eagles, and they're just going to tip it off the boards and to the line, not out. Good keep, but hit awkwardly down was Paulson. None the worse for wear as he's up and back into the play.
Big collision behind the play. I don't know if they're going to call something or if we had an offside.
I believe it was actually icing's going to be the call.
Oh,
so
icing,
the face-off's going to
go.
move all the way back down to our left here. Again, Uglum got his 23rd, and Alcott with the other one, his 7th of the season, first of the tournament.
Yeah, these are always a dangerous play when you come back down and give the opponent an opportunity to have a face-off in your end.
Especially after an icing where you can't make a line change here. Robert Morris, being the home team, has the last change, but at least the Cyclones could have got fresh skaters on. Mulsby now backhands it in. Iowa State didn't actually need to change, so they were probably good with the icing here. They'll make a quick one-man change now, it looked like, as coming over the boards is going to be Hansen. He'll throw it on goal. It just got directed into the corner by Malin. Hansen gets it behind the net. He's got a man coming down the middle. Just couldn't get it to him. He cycles it back in down low. Good job getting in there as Goggum. He got hit into the boards. Again, to a side do battle. As Cole, posted on further, and it's going to be a 3-on-4. Now a 3-on-3 as the Cyclone player knocked off, and just a step ahead of it was Koch as he was offsides at 8:18 to go in period 3.
Yeah, they set that picket line up, and again, it's a really tough to time. You're coming on strong, and you got to lag or drag that foot, and Robert Morris not able to do that this time.
So the faceoff will be right in front of the Cyclone bench at center ice here. A faceoff stick lift and kick on back to Borowski, and it's going to be chopped into the near side corner. That's Burbach getting in after it. He'll peel on off at the outside rim of the circle. Tried to cut to the middle, no room there. Burbach played it back around. Chasteen causing problems. Burbach in there too. Cyclones get it as far as the short boards here and can't get it any further. Second effort to the line. It's now Chasteen, kind of blew a tire but was able to maintain his footing, but he banked it off a leg out to center. And it's turned over there as the Cyclones have it for a moment, and it's jammed on back as they're in the middle of a line change. No icing here as Ryder has it straight on back behind his cage. He is smoked out there. A little bit of trouble, but he's able to make a lead feed that's soccered out to center and jabbed right back in by the Eagles. They touch up. It's an onside play. Move to the middle. It just got spiked away from Yanni, and 2 Cyclones up. That didn't work. And moving in just a step offside as Lepik was ahead of the play, and that was very close with 7:28 to go in the third period.
Not by much. Lepik, he thought he was going to be able to come in full speed because he made a really good tight circle, and he was in full stride to head right down the slot.
You are spot on that, but the referee has the final call. He calls it offside. Arroyo with a lead feed. 3-on-2 kind of in the middle, and then 2 Cyclones get crossed up, and now a 3-on-2, clear cut back the other way. Yanni over the line, and that was offside.
Lepik again. He had his back to him. Puck carrier had his back to what was going on and was again offside.
And he is furious, yelling at the linesman, and now he'll finally peel off.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited here. You can get
2 minutes unsportsmanlike,
yeah.
Right? And he's still upset as he bangs his stick coming off, and then he kicks the boards.
Yeah, he's telling the linesman, pointing at his eyes, like, "Hey, you got to watch what you're doing." These refs have been great this tournament.
They really have. Haven't had a lot of issues here in the games that I've called. They've been pretty solid, pretty consistent, and that's really all you can ask for. Meanwhile, the Cyclones load it up and tip it in. Back to get it here will be Cole. He'll wrap his net, actually stopped before he went all the way around, and Cole is tripped up in a power play coming for the Eagles. An accidental trip is a trip nonetheless, and a power play now for Robert Morris as they will look to get a little space between them and the Cyclones.
Yeah, he was just, Sandy was just trying to make a tight circle, just, his stick up in the air, and it's unintentional, but a trip nonetheless.
So the Eagle power play, which is 1 for 5 on the day, will get an opportunity here, and it'll start at the 13:10 mark of the third period, just 6:50 on the clock.
We'll see if Cyclones can beat this. They're back in this game.
Face-off win here. They need to get a kill here. It comes over to Stover at the top of the circle. Rink wide, stepping into it. A shot kind of took his own angle away as he strode in a little deep there. I believe it was Yanni on the opportunity, but again, the save was made. And it was Koch just to correct that, I believe.
Yeah, I was able to, netminder for Cyclones, able to see it all the way. Moser's played a pretty good game despite 3 going behind him. None of them were due to his lack of effort.
Yeah, he has been really solid. As the tie-up off the draw gets to the line, not out. Played over to the near side circle. Well, the Eagles set it to the middle now. Holt with room, a shot blocked. Well, he went for a hard one there. Stover as Holt bangs a stick. Plays it on back to Stover straight up. Now it's chipped in as it was a little bit too far for Yanni to pull in. He'll pinch in and grab it on the outside to the bottom of the circle, and now the Eagles work it below the goal line. A shot there was blocked on a one-timer, and Holt now trying to tie up his check as it's cleared. What did that hit?
I'm not sure if it hit a stick. Yeah, apparently.
It hit something out of play, I guess, as the faceoff's moving back into the offensive zone.
It's hard to say. There's nets all the way on the far side here, but they're white and you can't see them at all. It looks like the glass is there, but there's netting that goes all the way up to the ceiling almost.
And it sounded like, I mean, you heard a puck hit the board too, so it sounded like it was going to be a good play. But the referees have a better angle on it than we do, being on the ice, and Robert Morris gets an offensive zone faceoff, and Rizzo moves the line. He'll play it on into the left wing corner. Now they get the cycle game going. Look at Anderson making moves all the way across the rink into the right wing corner now. 4 guys up high. Skordillas didn't get that pass, and now he'll get this one, though. Steps into one, a shot, and that hits the boards and comes off into the corner. Big kick back up off the wall, and Robert Morris has got their guys at center. They more worried about making sure that an odd man rush isn't opportuned shorthanded as Rizzo double clutches, moves in over the line. That was chipped in and onside, though. Burbach trying to get wide, fights through a check, pulls back and plays it on back to the point. They send it over to the near side, a one-timer, and that got the bottom outside of the post. The rebound was jammed at, and that was a stop. Robert Morris on it again. They play it across with room. Changing the angle, moving to the middle. A block shot as Anderson had that chance. Skordillas now. Dangerous are the Eagles. Rizzo sends it back in. Below the goal line, a little bit of pushing and shoving ensue. It gets back to the line where Rizzo fakes it, puck on end. He'll get it to settle, and now he'll switch off. Rizzo with a shot, and that hit a leg and caroms into the corner. Coming down the line with Skordillas. He tried to force, but the Cyclones get a clear, and they are even strength now as out of the box. With 4 minutes and 48 to go, Cyclones trying to get the equalizer.
Yeah, this is a great job by the Cyclones. They played that PK, executed it absolutely perfectly.
Couple of bodies colliding there in the middle of the ice, and now it's turned over. The Eagles trying to get out of their own end. They haven't been able to do it yet. Cyclones putting the pressure on, and now it's set up on a platter and carried on out in some open space. Yanni will angle it into the far side corner. Giving chase as it's backhanded, hit hard and awkwardly down with Sandy. He seems none the worse for wear. He gets right back up, bumped again, protects the puck, and now we'll just carry it out of trouble for a moment. It's turned over, and a hooking call will put Iowa State on the power play late in this game.
Oh, we have another power play coming up for the Cyclones, and if they can convert, this is leaves a little bit of time on the clock for someone to prevail. We're at the 4:10-minute mark with the Cyclones going on the power play. See if Robert Morris can kill this one. This is a kill they need. This is a game changer right here.
That is to be sure. Time of the penalty is going to be 15:50. Power play upcoming here for the Cyclones. They scored on their last effort. cleared to the line, and it will get out to center this time. So the Cyclones turn at center. Uglum tried to dance on through with it. He ends up getting it back behind the goal line. Uglum stays on his feet and controls, sends it on back to the point. Left wing point. Now left wing circle. Moving on back to the middle. Changing the angle. A shot and a kick save there. It's getting right to the middle there was Ryder, and it wouldn't go. There's another shot. That got deflected and got the backboards. Iowa State, good job keeping pucks in, and then it just rolled by number 19, Cody Ryder, who's got to go back and get it.
Yeah, team captain Cody Ryder's had a really good game so far.
That's thrown in. Malin couldn't gain control or slow it up for the Eagles. 2 come to the near side boards, and 2 more will join them. There's a battle along the boards in the near side corner. It's dug out by the aforementioned captain, and a shot on by Olsen right into the glove of Malin with 1:01 to go on the power play, and the score 3-2 Robert Morris, 3:11 on the game clock.
It's actually a good play by Olsen. He had nothing else to do but put it on net. It's always a good shot to put the puck on net. He didn't have any support. Nobody crashed in the net. Everybody, we had all the players except Olsen standing up by himself at the blue line. Everybody was along the boards.
Plus, they were a minute into that shift, and I don't believe they had cleared. Robert Morris won the faceoff, but they fan on the clearing attempt. That allowed Olsen to keep it in. With his back to the net, it's kept in nicely there by Sable looking for room. Give and go here. 3 up high and a save by Malin as that came on quickly. Again, tied up along the near side boards and cleared down the ice. Moser looks to fire it up ahead. He does as the Cyclones play it rink wide. And they drop it back and now send it rink wide. This should be, it looked like it could have been icing there. I guess
yeah,
not.
It did.
Held in, though, by Sandy. He holds the line. And again, jousting along the boards. 18 ticks left on the power play. And that's going to be cleared out to center. Robert Morris now almost through this penalty kill as the Cyclones have 2:18 to try to get the equalizer and be looking for Moser to jump off on very soon here. He's banging his stick, letting him know that they are now even strength. It's over the line. A shot. Malin a save, and the rebound knocked away. Good hard one by Uglum, as it got right on goal, but it got kicked away. 2 minutes to go. Robert Morris will look to clear. The Eagles carrying it on. Anderson got bumped. It got pushed right back in, but on second effort, the Eagles will bring it right back out. Yanni to the red line and in.
We might actually see our first attempt at empty net.
I agree. It looks like it's, well, they hold that thought, a chance, and a save was made. And I don't think Moser knew where it was right away, but he made the stop. 1:36 left on the clock. It's played around. Coming back to get it will be Cody Ryder. Cyclones can't get out of their own end right now as Burbach forced the play. Now they will clear the zone. Keep an eye out here. They may be coming here on this one. It's Severson over the line. A shot save, rebound loose in the crease and got knifed away at the last moment. Still in his net right now is the netminder. Kind of surprised. 1:16 to go. They got a man in front and a penalty upcoming to the Eagles. It might have been a goal-saving hook, though, so you got to take it. But with 1:13 left, neither team with a timeout and a power play coming up for the Eagles.
Wow, I was surprised that Moser, with all that zone time play, that he wasn't even looking at the bench to see if he should come off. Well,
it might end up paying off because now a power play upcoming as the ISU power play, which is 1 for 5, will get their 6th opportunity of the game.
Here we go. They're going to pull Moser. They're going to flood this one.
The advantage will be 6 on 4. 1:13 on the clock. 2-minute power play that the Cyclones hope won't go all 2 minutes.
They've got to have this. Draw.
It's tied up. Everybody in on it. Dug out to the line and held by the Cyclones. Now at the outside rim of the circle. Sent down through and a bouncing puck, just missing it there. And it's cleared to center by the Eagles. 1 minute left on the clock. Turning with Sandy. Rink wide feed and he'll get it right on back. Through the Blue Jackets logo at center. They find room on the near side to get it in and will rifle it around the boards. Coming over to get it will be Kramer. It's played on back to Sandy at the point. He'll backhand it in further. Kicked on down, sent on deeper. Uglone tried to center it. That hit a leg and didn't get out. That puck's going to be cleared, and this will have enough for icing. Won't go in. And they're going to say it was touched, I guess, by a Cyclone player. No icing on it. Oh, they're shorthanded. That's a good reason. It's carried on back in. over the line, trying to cut through. They drop it to the middle. Bodies flying everywhere. It's sent over to the top of the circle, thrown side of the net. They try to tuck it in from a bad angle, and Malin has it with 18.7 to go.
Boy, they actually executed this 6-on-4 perfectly. They crashed the net. They had bodies at the net, pounding away at it, and Malin just held his ground.
There is one negative when you have a power play late in the game trying to come back, and it's that you don't get the icing call on the clear.
Yep.
Because that happened with about 32 seconds left, and we're getting an offensive zone faceoff with 18, but you lose that time bringing it back up ice.
Yeah, just let it fly if you're the Eagles.
There's a shot cleared, and that hit a body. Didn't get it back in front. We've got 12 seconds to go. Cleared to the line and out. That may do it. 9 seconds left. The Cyclones may have time for one more outlet. They wrap the cage with 4. Long bomb pass gets up to the line with 2 seconds left. A shot in. Malin got it, kept it, and play, and the game is over. Robert Morris has survived, and they will play on.
Thomas, that's really a good way to play it. They survived. All of a sudden, the Cyclones, with the third period push, got this game from a 3-0 game, and they had an absolute chance to win it here in the last minute.
It was a great finish down the stretch as the Cyclones got 2 to pull it close early in period number 3, but they just could not get the equalizer.
What a fantastic game. I tell you, the way this tournament is played out, again, we have the low seed prevailing.
Yes, we do, as Robert Morris has earned the right to play Lindenwood tomorrow at 10 a.m. Folks, our next game up, to let you know that Illinois playing Jamestown at 1:30. Hope you can join us here as the ACHA Men's Division I Tournament continues on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. For Jay Sewell, I'm Thomas Biondo. Have a good day and watch the next game.